I'm not just talking about the rich. I'm talking about the very, very rich.
Because that's the kind of thinking we need in our country now.
Many large corporations that are making billions of dollars in profits and not paying a nickel in taxes to, in fact, start paying their fair share of taxes.
So we don't need to touch politics. We don't need to touch politicians. We need to be the respite getting away from all of that.
Colin Kaepernick's protest against racial injustice seems to be gaining traction.
At least 5 of them contributed $1 million or more to Donald Trump's inauguration.
They don't want to get a nasty tweet from Donald Trump. Do you believe that?
Listen, I support our players.
Presidential candidate Bernie Sanders is the first ever Republican or Democrat to win the popular vote in all 3 early voting states. His campaign is picking up steam.
It is my view that the wealthiest people in this country, the top 0.1%, should be paying substantially more than they're paying right now.
And it's scaring the wealthiest, aka the top 1%.
Hoy y mañana vamos a tener temperaturas extremadamente altas.
Thus, Miguel here jumped in after this guy reportedly asked him to run, which he did, spending $410 million of his own money. $410 million. Billionaire Tom Steyer spent $200 million on his bid.
I've paid over $10 billion in taxes. If I'd had to pay $20 billion, it's fine. But, you know, when you say I should pay $100 billion, okay, then I'm starting to do a little math about what I have left over. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
And Bill Gates attempted to garner sympathy. This coveted group also includes National Football League owners, where 29 of the coveted 32 are worth over $1 billion.
In the last 30 years, the top 1% have seen a $21 trillion increase in their wealth. Bottom half of America has seen a decline in their wealth. Half of the people today are living paycheck to paycheck.
NFL owners are attempting to push a new CBA through ASAP. Why?
Oh my God, it can't be done. Imagine everybody in America having health care.
Because of this man. That's why.
He wants to include a 1% tax for Americans worth $32 million or more, and grows incrementally all the way up to an 8% tax on Americans worth over $10 billion.
Plus an exit tax for moving outside the U.S. to prevent a wealth exodus, per Politico. Some in the league worry about what Bernie Sanders is winning the Democratic nomination might do to the stock market and how that would affect the environment to do business. Oh, this is good. Albert Breer wrote this piece, a MAGA cap purchasing blowhard who, when outfielder Adam Jones was racially abused in Breer's hometown of Boston, he demanded to see evidence or it didn't happen. Breer carries the NFL's water, writing ridiculous pro-owner headlines to distribute, filled with misleading intel like crediting Jerry Jones and downplaying Donald Trump's role in the anthem debate, though owners have said the opposite in closed-door meetings. Point being, what he's saying is from the top 1%. Per their stock market point, of all the candidates in the 2020 presidential field, including Donald Trump, the U.S. stock market's biggest booster might just be Bernie Sanders, wrote Bloomberg Media. In a consumer-driven economy, cheaper healthcare, college and housing would free up money to spend elsewhere. And it's anyone's guess what a huge increase in deficit spending would ultimately do to the U.S. economy, but in the near term, don't be surprised if all that spending continued to juice corporate earnings and the U.S. stock market. So, meh to that. If the NFL is bound for a lockout in 2021, will the money be the same? Then, there's the fact that the NFL itself is bracing for the election to do damage to its ratings, as was the case in 2016. There's fear in the union office that, absent a deal, the NFL is going to try to do the TV deals anyway because of its own fear of the Sanders and TV ratings issues. If that happens, the leverage will disappear and a lockout will become likely. Noticeably omitted from Breer's piece, the name Donald Trump and how owners align with him. For the record, Breer called Nick Saban and Alabama staff underpaid, never once referring to the free labor his players give. He is the mouthpiece for owners who all gave near or total the max amount to Donald Trump's campaign and even threw fundraisers in the Hamptons for the 45th president, while also saying they care about the little guys. While it is frankly a new dawn to see billionaires on their heels, the foundation is built to support their ankles while we hit Canal Street. Men like these don't see a broken system like we do because they benefited from the system being broken. If you'd like to hear more thought-provoking content like TYT Sports on Facebook and to help in my journey to keep media independent, go to tyt.com/Rick.